You can't glance through a TV schedule these days without finding someone wanting to take you along with them on a boat ride on a waterway. But there's one stretch of canal right here in the heart of England where narrow escapes, canal boat diaries, and even the sadly missed Timothy West and Prunella Scales have never ventured. Greetings from Mike's Missions and welcome to the Chesterfield Canal, and this part of it, which for almost 120 years has been severed from the rest of the waterways network in England, but perhaps for not much longer. Come with me and see what's happening. Okay, it's time for you all to bend down as we go under this bridge. Mind your heads. God, how beautiful is it down here? Oh, we've got company. It's all happening down here. I thought we were all on our own. You don't have to jump, I'm not going to push you in. Oh! You're like a drunken goose. Let's have a look at this sign up here which tells us a little bit about where we are. Well, we'll go around this side where the light's better. Well, we're on the Transpennine Trail with this section of the canal towpath. It tells us that we're 4.5 miles from Chesterfield, and the other direction, the River Trent, 41.5 miles. And it's called the Cuckoo Way, and the boats that used to sail on here were peculiar little things which were called cuckoos. No cuckoos now, just geese. This Mike's Mission is going to show you the latest stage of restoration work, which inch by inch is going towards the full reopening of this beautiful and much varied waterway. Wow, there's a big family coming down here. I think we'll have to see these and count them as they go by. Goodness gracious, what a parade this is. And we don't want to scare them. We'll keep up here. How many are coming through here? This is a flotilla. A flotilla and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and goose number 19 is bringing up the rear. What a sight that is. Another sign here tells us that we're on the Transpennine Trail and also the National Cycle Network, number 67, whatever that means. Look at the geese now. We'll just have a gander at them from up here. Sorry for being sidetracked by our feathered friends, but back to the canal story. Now, this canal was opened in 1777, and just up that direction, a tunnel at Norwood collapsed in 1907, which cut off this beautiful section of the canal, as I say, from the rest of the canal network. And afterwards the water was virtually abandoned. Some of it was infilled with rubbish. One area, a housing estate, was built over it. So what's the update then? Now, before I take you to see the exciting developments at Chesterfield Canal, and believe me, they are absolutely fantastic, I brought you to another section of the canal down at Tapton Lock, and it looks like I brought you to another climate as well. Anyway, let's explore around here for a little while, and then it's off to see what's been going on. Yes, we're in Chesterfield town centre almost here, and just over that way is Chesterfield Football Club. And it really has gone quite dark here at Tapton Lock, and Tapton Lock Visitor Centre just over there. Now, I've explained to you that this stretch of the canal has been severed from the rest of it, and that's the reason why you don't get the TV programmes down here, because of course, unless they bring the canal boats by land and launch them on the water at the Chesterfield Canal, then they're not going to appear here. But there are actually a couple of craft, quite famous craft, that sail up and down here doing pleasure trips, and I think one of them is due any time now. A spot or two of rain. But coming this way is the pleasure craft John Varley, steadily making its way onto this road bridge. Good morning.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. I think you're in the dry spot in Chesterfield, just under there at the moment.
Yeah. I think it's going to be when I get out of it.
Since 1989, around 13 miles of the canal have been restored, along with about 39 locks, 14 bridges, 2 new marinas, and goodness knows what else they've done. In fact, we're off to explore anytime now, and Mike's Missions is being given a tour of the latest progress. Nice and warm and dry here in the visitor centre cafe.
I haven't.
Not so much out there.
Oh yeah, I've just put them over there to put them.
What is it with Mike's Missions? Whenever we go for a ride on water,
Sorry, I'll be reading.
the heavens always open. It's time to climb aboard. Or maybe even swim aboard. Who knows? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Rocking and I move, and you can say to me, I'll move, look. Oh, you're all right. Good.
Now I normally say here, if you're sitting up the front, keep your hands inside the boat. But since we haven't put the crap job today, because it's chucking it down, you don't need to worry about that. You're welcome to walk around the boat. Reverse into the lock, because that's the way you get on the boat.
Well, I don't know what you'd see through these windows here. They're splattered by rain on the outside, covered by steam on the inside. But the John Varley boat is just doing a bit of a 3-point turn at the moment, and we're going to sail back on through the lock and then out east from Chesterfield.
46 miles, the longest. Right,
And we're now dropping down a level here at Tapton Lock. Right then, so what's your name and what's your role with the Canal Trust?
I'm Phil Samuels, and I volunteer in the Visitors Centre at Tapton Lock, which we've just recently taken over, and also I'm a skipper on our trip boats.
Right.
We can, once we're licensed, we can skipper on any of the trip boats. I tend to focus on John Varley because I live at Tapton Lock, so it's easy for me to walk down here.
And if you're skipper then, why is it your colleague that stood up there today in the rain?
Because if you're skipper, you get to tell all the rest of the crew what you want them to do.
I see.
And as skipper, I consider my main focus should be on the passengers. So, you know, look after them. You're responsible. You know, you're licensed really to look after 12 passengers on the boat. So that's my main focus.
That sounds a good enough excuse then. There's no hiding from the sun or the rain, is there?
No. When you're on the stern, steering the boat, there's nowhere to hide really.
So can you tell me a little bit about John Varley then, and who was the man, and why is the boat named after him?
Okay, well, James Brindley was the chief engineer, if you like, for this canal. So most history books will tell you that he built this canal.
Yeah.
In fact, although he was the architect and the designer and so on, the man who was actually in charge of all the navvies that built this in 7 years, between 1770 and 1777, was John Varley.
Right.
So he was the resident engineer on site here, and basically he was responsible for getting the job done. I mean, it's a really exciting time to see it now, because they're in the process now of filling up the final section of the canal with water.
And you'll be sailing up there before too long?
Yeah, pretty soon, September I think. We'll be going all the way up there with both our boats that are on this section.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much. I'm going outside to see if the rain's eased off at all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck with
your
it.
time. Thank you.
We have
Right, we're going to brave it now. We're going to have a word with Andy.
Oh, just come out into the dry, sir.
Yeah, for about 10 seconds under a bridge.
Yeah.
So we've not had a day like this for a while, have we?
We haven't, no. It's been beautiful, sunny and very warm, and now we're having to put up with all this getting rather damp.
Yeah, and I should imagine you got quite sunburnt at times this summer.
At certain times, yes. It certainly it hurt on the face and head and the arms, and it was just grinning and bearing it, I'm afraid. You just have to keep a hat on, I think.
And now we're getting all the rain in one go, aren't we? That we missed all summer.
Yes, I think this is what we could have done with all the way through the summer, just to get some, to stop the grass from going brown and everything else. And I think the farmers would have loved some more of this.
I think so. Yeah. This is an incredible rain. So why have you been nominated to stand out here?
Because I've got full waterproofs today, I'm afraid. Phil didn't bring his leggings with him, so
right.
But we'll take it in turns. Just whatever happens, we don't mind. It's a trip for everybody, and hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, well, it's certainly an experience we won't forget. I think coming through this. I mean, incredible rain. In fact, hailstones I saw a little while ago.
Right.
So, and the weather forecast says this afternoon it's going to turn heavy.
Heavier.
Yeah, heavier.
Heavier than what we've just had. Probably. But who knows, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. And how long have you been doing this job for?
Only a couple of years. Yes.
Yeah.
I volunteered with Richard and Chris, and came down and had a chat with them, and they said yes, come on board and see. We'll let you see how we go on, and we got me through my skipper's license. Yeah. Last year, and then obviously from there on I keep trying to run it on a Sundays if I can, but I'm not working at present today, so this is it. So
what a fabulous scheme to volunteer with as well.
It is, yes, it's interesting as well, plus with all the new bits going off as well down at Eckington and Staveley there, and hopefully they get it to join up. And it make our trip a lot longer as well if we can go all the way down to there, especially we do it once a month. To go down to Staveley if we can. Yeah, well, next I'm going to show our viewers what's happened down at Staveley and Hartington. It's amazing the work that's gone on there. Yes, it's a brilliant piece of work what they've done. I mean, hopefully this rain is going to save them pumping too much water into it as well. It'll help them fill it up a bit more. I mean, only a few weeks ago they actually stopped us on the canal due to the fact of lack of water. But, obviously this is helping us out. It certainly does. Well, thanks ever so much. Try not to get wet. And thanks for skippering us up and down here today. That's been lovely. More than welcome. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, thank you very much. Andy's been stood there for an hour now. Cheers, Andy. Thank you. Yes, it's been a pleasure. Be careful on the steps, everybody. Well, next, as I promised, we're going off to show the latest development and the Chesterfield Canal, and I can promise the weather there is going to be a little bit brighter. And this is currently where the Chesterfield Canal comes to an abrupt halt on its journey east, but not for long. Let's go and have a look at the next stage of the project. This is the next phase of the canal, and I believe water is going to be let loose in here in a matter of weeks, and in 4 or 5 weeks we could have the first canal boat sailing through this part of Staveley for 100 years or more. Now, the Canal Trust over the years have made this possible yard by yard, inch by inch, bridge by bridge, marina, locks, and it's been a stunning project involving people from all walks of life banding together to see this canal one day reopen and be connected with the other end of the Chesterfield Canal, and then the River Trent and the whole canal network. Who are you and what's your role here?
So I'm Joe Dodgers, I'm the Development Manager for the Chesterfield Canal Trust.
And there can't be many canal projects like this going on in the country.
No, there are a few, but not many. One of the big one in the Cotswolds, Montgomery, but yeah, we're one of the big ones.
And this is at a really exciting phase now, hasn't it? So much work gone in for the last few years on this area, and When's water going to start to be running in here then?
So we are going to start seeing water in this next week. We're going to start at the far end, and then that'll get filled, and then slowly it'll fill back this way.
And so how much more water will be going into this stretch then?
There's off the top of my head, I can't remember. It's an awful lot. We think we worked out it was around about 20,000 bathtubs of water or something. It's an awful lot.
Yeah, and of course water's the topic this year, isn't it? And you're confident that there'll be enough to fill the canal?
At the moment, yes. We are keeping a very close eye on it. The canal is fed from the River Rother. Yeah. We're governed by the EA. They tell us what we can and can't take. Yeah. And at the moment, we've got enough water coming down the canal that we will be able to fill it. But we're certainly monitoring. It's why we're going to start filling soon.
That's superb. And how excited are the developers and the volunteers who've been working on this then?
Well, I think everybody's very excited. I mean, I haven't spoken to all of them, but certainly personally, I mean, I've been working on this project for 7 years. Yeah. I was a volunteer for a long time before that, and it's a very, very big step forward, and we're very excited. Lovely,
and no doubt before long we'll be seeing the first canal boat coming down here, so we'll see you on that day as well.
Yes, yeah. We've certainly got trips planned on the 30th of September, so...
Right, we'll be back then. Thanks ever so much.
You can follow the path all the way out to West Dudley.
And of course, when the Chesterfield Canal was originally built, it would have all been dug out by hand. Now, look at all this heavy plant that's involved. So many people have given up lots of their life to supporting the Chesterfield Canal Trust and the development that we've just seen going on, and one of them is Rod. How long have you been involved?
Well, I've been a member for 35 years,
yeah.
But I've only been involved as a volunteer for about 16 or 17 years.
Right. And what's the appeal to you then?
Well, I've always liked canals. I used to be a teacher and I used to take children on canal holidays.
Yeah.
But I originally joined because I was going on my bike down the canal when it wasn't a canal, and I saw some people digging out what I later discovered was a lock in the middle of the field, and I felt really sorry for them because they were obviously deluded, so I decided to support them. And then gradually all this has happened, a lot through volunteer efforts, and Derbyshire County Council helped, and now we've got the Staveley Town deal. But it's just wonderful to see it happening, and it's so popular. So many of the local people really appreciate what we're doing, and they come for rides on our boats and stuff. Yeah. It's fantastic.
I know years ago when I started out as a local journalist, and many years ago, and I first wrote about the canal and the possibility of it being reconnected one day, people just laughed and said, oh, no chance of doing that. But of course, as the years have gone by, every metre you've progressed makes the scheme a lot more viable, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, because we've proved what we can do. We've proved further back what our volunteers can do. Yeah. This bit here, which is obviously major construction, our volunteers couldn't possibly have done it, so we proved that we can manage a multi-million-pound scheme using contractors. So we demonstrated that we're perfectly capable of going ahead further.
Yeah, and just looking at all the heavy plant involved here and the large concrete blocks, presumably it was all dug out by hand in the early days.
Well, that's what's so frightening. The Staveley puddle bank, which is 800 metres long, and in the middle bit it's 30 feet high. That was all done by people using wheelbarrows with wooden wheels, shifting all that clay to build that. It's unbelievable how on earth they did it. I've no idea.
Yeah. And after this milestone, that'll be a next milestone, will it? The puddle bank.
The puddle
area.
bank, yeah, that's what we want to get done next, and the aqueduct to go over the River Dolly. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Rod. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you.